Narcissistic personality disorder. According to the DSM-5, NPD is defined as comprising a pervasive pattern of grandiosity in fantasy or behavior, a constant need for admiration, a lack of empathy, beginning at early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts. In this video, I play the patient with NPD. My character checks off at least 5 out of the 9 criteria. Narcissists have an exaggerated sense of self-worth, believe that they're more important than others, and often exaggerate their accomplishments.
I play the role of therapist. I am treating the patient with cognitive therapy. Cognitive therapy shows how thinking affects our feelings. So it tries to replace irrational thoughts with logical, rational thoughts. Rational emotive therapy, created by Albert Ellis, is a type of direct and honest cognitive therapy that will be utilized in this video. Welcome to my office. Your brother told me all about you and your diagnosis.
His wife has no credentials to go around diagnosing me. I doubt you do either.
We both are licensed therapists. I'm going to ask you that you not question my credentials. So, it seems that you were diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder.
Supposedly.
Do you want to go through the criteria?
No.
Well, we're going to go through it anyway. This is my office, which means that I'm the one who makes decisions. A demonstration of arrogant and haughty behaviors or attitudes. We can check that quite off quickly.
Look who's talking. I really should just go. You don't even deserve my time. Even if I did need therapy, I would need to go to someone more qualified.
A belief that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high-status people or institutions. It's as if you already know what the criteria is.
I don't appreciate you talking to me like a child. I deserve more respect than this. The things I have done grant me respect.
Need for excessive admiration. I am talking to you like a normal human being. You need to stop feeling as though you're more than a normal human being. You are just like the rest of us.
Well, most people don't finish as valedictorian of their high school and college. I was captain of all my sports teams that I played on. Tennis, track, swimming, you name it. You're just jealous of all my accomplishments.
Sounds fake. I'm sure you did well in school, but I know you didn't finish at the top of your class.
You're so rude to me. I don't need this therapy. I don't know why the idiot that I have to call my brother brought me here. I'm leaving.
Stay. Think about this rationally. Are you actually better than everyone else?
Obviously, yes.
Take all emotion out of it. Are you telling me that if we performed a scientific experiment, we could objectively say that you are above everyone else?
Well, I don't know about any silly science experiment, but I know what I know.
I need you to realize that you are wrong to think that. Go home. Tell your brother about the session. Come back next week at the same time. We have a lot of work to do. What kind of environment did you grow up in?
Not great. My parents constantly criticized me for no reason. It wasn't out of love. They hated me. They were also neglectful and did not want to come to any of my events.
Why do you think they criticized you? What did you do?
Well, there's nothing to criticize. I was the poster child.
Yet they did criticize you. How did they treat your brother? Do you think that they treated your brother better than they treated you?
Yeah, I'd say so. I was the one that was blamed for everything.
So, do you think that has had any effect on you today?
I don't know. How would you feel if your parents constantly picked out your flaws?
Well, it shouldn't matter how well they treated you in comparison to your brother. It is how you believe yourself to be. And I don't mean you being perfect. So, how did your parents neglect you? Did it hurt you?
Well, they always seemed so preoccupied with work and other family issues. It never seemed like they had time for me. They occasionally came to my games, meets, and academic team matches, but only a few times a year. It was never a problem for me because I was great at everything I did.
It seems like you lacked a bit of emotional support.
No, not at all. It's completely normal for parents to be busy. Plus, I don't need any support. I was fine on my own.
Everyone does. And the way you're phrasing it does not sound like you were fine on your own. One of your problems is that you were abandoned. Do you think your life would be any different if your parents paid more attention to you?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Did your parents do anything else that made you feel like they didn't care?
They never asked me how my day went or anything like that. They would come home from work super late at night and would hardly talk to me the next morning. Even on the weekends, they'd be gone on busy trips or be busy with other siblings.
How did you react to that?
Well, I was able to prove to my friends that I was the smartest one in the class and the best at all my sports.
Okay, well, I know you may be ashamed, but that is completely normal.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I was never ashamed of anything I did.
Are there any positive memories you have where you felt fulfilled because of your accomplishments?
Of course. Well, when I was in 5th grade, my relay team was at the state meet where I anchored the 200 free relay. We knew we had to get a certain time to qualify for the national meet. We were a few yards behind the team beside us, but I remember giving it my all. We ended up in 1st place and qualifying for the national meet.
What happened after that?
We were all obviously very excited. My teammates pulled me out of the water and my coach came running toward me.
Describe to me how you felt.
I felt on top of the world. I gained so much confidence and I feel like I accomplished something.
Were you excited because people knew you were a good swimmer? Or because you felt intrinsically motivated, meaning you felt excited because you genuinely enjoy swimming?
Well, I was happy because I helped my team, of course. I saw us having so many successes down the road.
So you didn't need any validation of your accomplishment?
No, not at all. But our win was all over Tide's social media. Other swimmers kept coming up to us and saying, "Congratulations," but I don't know what made them think that they could talk to me.
Why not?
Well, we all knew I was the best swimmer there.
How do you think they would feel if you said that to them?
If it's true, why does it matter?
You are no more important than the rest of the team or the other swimmers that swam for Tide. Plus, most people would find that comment extremely offensive. Do you understand that?
It never hurt me.
What I want you to realize is that you lack a lot of empathy for others and that you have a grandiose sense of self-importance. There is nothing wrong with confidence, but you need to understand that some of your actions can be rude and offensive. Your confidence turned into overconfidence and cockiness.
I disagree. I don't know why I'm here.
You will come to realize soon enough. We have a long road ahead of us, but I know we'll keep on making progress. Since the last time we talked, I hear that your brother's wife is in the hospital from a car accident.
That did happen this week.
And what did you say to your brother?
Well, that if his moronic wife had ever learned to drive properly, then this could have been easily avoided.
You can't even drive, or else I'm sure you'd be driving quickly away from here. So you feel no empathy towards her.
Why should I? I've never been stupid enough to end up in that situation.
And why would you be better in that situation? Well, you wouldn't be better in that situation. You're more similar to your brother's wife than you think. Instead of saying, "that would never happen to me," instead say something along the lines of, "if this did happen to me, how would I feel?" If you don't connect to anyone, you'll be miserable. You're already making your brother miserable.
My brother isn't miserable. He's doing just fine.
Back to your sister-in-law. Your immediate interpretation of the situation. What is it?
Well, she doesn't know how to drive. I need to go to the DMV and personally request that her license be revoked.
Is there any other way to view the situation?
Potentially. I don't know.
Well, there is. Think about it. Maybe your brother's wife isn't that bad of a driver. Maybe she was just tired that day. Maybe she didn't have her coffee that morning. But you can't automatically assume that she's a horrible driver and that you're better.
Have you ever gone to a car with her? Bumpiest ride of your life.
You need to stop being so critical of others. You're nitpicking at the little things. Do you really feel like you're the best? Or are you feeling insecure about yourself?
Why would I be insecure about myself? There's nothing to be insecure about.
So you don't feel insecure from not really accomplishing much in high school or college in your career. Is that what you're telling me?
This is starting to really feel like therapy. I mean, maybe I wish I could have done more.
But that is the past, right? Why should it matter now? You can't go and change it.
I'm not trying to go back into the past. Do I sound like a time traveler to you? Do you think I'm crazy?
You say you can't go back to the past, and yet you still insist that you accomplish these things. If you are fine with not accomplishing things, then you should not have to constantly seek validation and praise with everything that you do. It does not matter. You can't look back. You can only look forward.
Who says I'm asking for validation?
You've been acting like you're better than everyone else and get offended when anyone tells you otherwise. You seek validation from me, your brother, and I'm sure even your parents.
That's awfully accusatory. You're just assuming you can read my mind.
The difference between you and me is that I can interpret feelings. And it's not because I'm a licensed therapist. It's because I listen to others and care about what they say. Are criticisms the end of the world?
What about when they're wrong? I guess not.
Exactly. Criticism should be accepted so that you can improve yourself.
It's scary, you know? It's scary to know that you have to live up to everyone's expectations. That's why I set my own high standards, so that nobody can reach me.
If you say that it's scary, then it's scary. If you say that you'll never live up to people's expectations, then you won't. But if you say that it's not scary, you'll make it a lot easier on yourself. You don't have to be perfect and please everyone. Just don't be insufferable either.
You know, I haven't been in a relationship in 2 years. My ex-boyfriend said that my narcissism was getting worse and worse throughout the years. He called me rude and arrogant and said I didn't care about him. So we parted ways. He didn't have the guts to drag me to therapy like my brother did.
Well, your behaviors drove a lot of people out of your life, I'm sure. But just remember to think about others' feelings and empathy and how you relate to people. Think about how your actions can affect people.
I really hated you when we started out therapy. Now I have complete indifference. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, I am proud. Another narcissist made human again.
Even though you were a complete jerk the whole time.
Ever heard of Albert Ellis? Look him up. I'll see him like the best therapist ever.
It's getting late. My sister-in-law invited me to dinner.
That's what I call progress. Tell your brother I send my best regards.
Will do. Hopefully I'll only see you a couple more times. No offense.
None taken.
I feel like this therapy has really helped me.
I'm so glad. Do you think you understand what the problem is?
Yes, and I get how my behaviors were irrational and rude. I have a lot of great accomplishments, but that doesn't make me better than anyone else.
If you start having these old feelings again, what will you tell yourself?
I guess I can just learn to accept who I am and that I'm no better or worse than others.
Good. That's a much better way of thinking. It's not realistic to have those beliefs, but building up ideas for healthier responses will be extremely helpful for you. There's no need to be angry or impatient when you don't receive special treatment. Most people are too focused on themselves to even notice others.
That's very true. I'm so glad my brother got me to come. I can see where my actions could sway people the wrong way.
Good thing you gained some insight. You're a mess coming in here.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. But you can think what you want. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad I could help you.